um, introduce you to our guest expert. His name is Gideon Shalwick. He is an online video blogging expert, of course, and also the co-creator of Become a Blogger. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. Gideon is actually, he has a background in engineering, but somehow he found his way in. He has been online only for a very short 2 years, but Gideon is already very successful, and he is also a new father. So, Gideon, welcome, Gideon.
Hi, Lexi. Thank you for having me on the call. I'm really looking forward to it. There's some very exciting questions that I'd love to answer for you.
Oh, yeah, but before we get started, please tell us, how did you go from being you have a master's in engineering, right? How did you go from that to being a video blogging expert?
Interesting story. I guess I'm a typical person who's gone through the schooling and education system, and I just kind of went along with what everybody told me, and didn't give much thought to what I really wanted to do with my life. Well, I always knew that I wanted to do something cool, but I just didn't know what, and so I just kind of got squashed or pushed into the sort of the system. I often compare the school system to like a McDonald's type of thing, and McDonald's is really good at making Big Mac burgers, like very quickly, and just pump them out, and they all look the same, they all taste the same, and there's nothing special about it. And I look at the education system in a very similar way. So I was going through the education system, and I got pushed out pretty much as a Big Mac at the end of it, after my qualifications. Turns out that, I didn't enjoy engineering at all. It was a tough course. It was, I did 5 years of study, and it was just really tough, and I, in fact, I never even worked as an engineer. My first job was in project management in an engineering company, but I didn't actually do any engineering. But that's another story. But so I started working in project management, and in the back of my mind, I had this idea: I want to start my own business. So I'll do project management. That's a cool skill. And then I moved into business development because I thought that's another cool skill to have for running a business. So I did that for about 5 years, and then I just got fed up, with working for someone else, and working very hard and building an asset for someone else that I didn't own. So I told my wife one day, I said, look, bad enough. I want to start a business. I had no idea what business to start, but I just knew that I wanted to start a business. So I said, okay, at the time we were in New Zealand, and I said, let's immigrate to Australia, and we'll go and start a business there. Start new. There's a bigger market there, more opportunities. We both quit our jobs. A month later, we were in Australia, and I was looking for a business, and my wife, she got a job. And one of the first things that I looked at was internet businesses, and that's basically how I got started. So my first product was creating an ebook and selling that online, and had some initial good success. But that's how the whole thing started.
That was just how long ago?
It was
Start
about
your
4 years
internet
ago,
business.
actually. Probably
Hmm?
I started the internet stuff about probably about a month or two after I migrated to Australia. So it was a couple of months where I was just sort of checking things out and looking at different opportunities. And that's when I started. So I did a course on how to sell products online, digital products. And so as part of that, I had to create a product. And so I decided to write a book. It was a big job. It was
Right.
about 200 pages long. It took me 21 days, wrote the book, a lot of effort. And when we launched, I got a lot of sales. And I thought, wow, this is great. I remember we sent out the email on the Friday night. I just went to bed, not expecting much. On the Saturday morning, I woke up, and my email inbox was just flooded with orders for this little book that I wrote. And I was thinking, yeah, this is it. My career is now made. And lo and behold, that was the initial spike of sales. But then everything dried up. I didn't have any more sales for quite some time. And my biggest issue there was getting traffic. I had a nice JV partner to help me launch it, but then you know, when I wanted to get traffic, I didn't have a clue how to do that. Consistent traffic and qualified traffic. And that's when I decided to start interviewing some of the world's top internet marketers. But I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to get them on video. And 4 years ago, this is just when like YouTube was only about a year old. This was
Right.
pioneering stuff. No one else was doing it, and so I wanted to be different. But it was a tough job. So I guess that's how I got into the whole online video thing and learning from other internet marketing experts. And I guess that's how I grew into it and developed it from there.